I'm running. Oh, I trip and fall. Aluminum rounds. Definitely ricocheted back. This is going to be a durability test, or as I call it, a torture test, comparing two less lethal guns. Welcome back to my channel, everybody. My name is Frank Latella. I'm a gun store owner, self-defense instructor, and a patriotic civilian. This video is going to be comparing two less lethal guns, but not just any comparison that you can find on YouTube like Velocity. That's a very common one. This is going to be a durability test, or as I call it, a torture test. Let's see, in common situations like dropping the gun, getting it wet, is it still going to work? Now, of course, we could take it to the extreme and throw it off the top of the building, but the idea is I just want to narrow it down and see which of these items will give me the peace of mind needed. Let's jump into a quick unboxing of the Pistelle. All right, look what we have here. We're gonna unbox this guy. All right, look at this. So we have the Pistelle X68 Gen 2 by Defense Innovation. And look at that. All right, so it's large, definitely a full size compared to the Byrna. Slightly different shape. Definitely feels a little bit heavier, which is what I like. So now let's see what we have here. We have 68 caliber. We have the CO2. This one's already pierced, so maybe it was in there just as a demo. Plenty of O-rings, which is very good. Possibly an adapter, or maybe to close up the CO2 canister in there. So far, just a very quick overview. Wasn't sure what to expect, just based off of this and the way that it feels in the hand. Oh, look, we have night sights too. Very cool. All right, so now let me read the owner's manual and let's get into it. If you are a subscriber to this channel, I thank you for this. You are helping me grow the channel and reach more people. If you're not, but you watch the video and you get value out of it, please consider subscribing. It won't cost you $1. You just click the button and it helps the algorithm push this video and this channel specifically to more people. So I already did a detailed review of the Byrna LE as well as the Mission 4, which is the rifle version. So today's video is going to focus a little bit more on the Pistelle, but of course we're going to compare them both. Back to the Byrna, I purchased that with my own money. Byrna did not send me $1. They didn't send it to me for free. Because that video got a ton of views, I ended up reaching out to Defense Innovation and said, hey, a lot of the comments are talking about your product. Would you consider sending me one of these to do a review? Without hesitation, boom. Guy sent it right out. I paid maybe 12 bucks for shipping, and he sent me this expensive gun. So Defense Innovation, thank you guys for sending this out. But I want you to know, as the viewers, doesn't mean I'm going to treat it any different. All right, this is an honest review no matter what. All right, for the Byrna LE model, $479.99 is the MSRP. 15.2 joules, the energy. We have 330 feet per second with an effective range of about 60 feet. And when I tested that in the previous video, it was accurate. Pistelle. Defense Innovation's website has it at $499.95. Roughly the same price. We're saying 20 bucks here, there. It's basically the same thing. But when it comes to the power here,
Impact power, 35 to 50 joules. 50 joules. That's insane. I'm not getting hit with that. I trust the numbers. Listen, I got hit with the Byrna twice, and it hurt. Didn't drop me to the floor, but it hurt. 50, not going to happen. Even the lowest one here, 35, likely your final round before the CO2 gives out, is much more than the Byrna. All right, so let's go through a quick size and weight comparison. So we have the Byrna, we have the Pistelle. If we come a little bit closer, you're going to see the height, or should I say the length difference here. As far as the grip goes. And if we hold them side by side, you can clearly see that the Pistelle is larger. Even the Byrna is large in and of itself, meaning I don't see anybody carrying these on their body on a daily basis. I really don't. In our gun shop, we sell a lot of compact guns like the P365 or the Glock 43X, and those are even larger than, let's say, the Ruger LCP Max. And some people even say, well, it's kind of challenging for me to conceal this 43X because XYZ. Point is, something this size, I don't see anybody carrying. Let me go through a very quick and very rough. We have about 8.5 inches. We have about 8 inches. Not a huge difference on that. Let's go from the bottom of this cap to the top, not just the handle right there. Roughly 7 inches. And the magazine is in on this one 5.5. So that is a big difference as far as handle length. Okay. Let's check out what weight we are working with here. Now this is no magazine, no CO2. So we have the Pistelle, and we're going to place it on there, and we have a weight. What are we looking at here? 1.75. We're putting this guy on here, and we're looking like 1.23. Now, of course, it's going to add a little bit of weight once you have your ammo and your CO2 in it. But this goes to show just a rough measurement, a rough weigh-in, and the Pistelle is larger and heavier. Not always a bad thing, right? I never said that the goal is concealed carry only. If you're using this as a self-defense tool, once it's in your hand, the size really shouldn't make a difference unless you have extremely tiny hands. All right, I am going to load each of these, and then we're going to move on to the penetration test, followed by the torture tests. So very first thing, as far as the Byrna goes, just like the previous video I made, I'm going to start by inserting my closed CO2 in here. I'm going to tighten this up by hand for most of the way, and then I'll go ahead and use the bottom of the magazine just until I feel some resistance right about there. It does not have to be as tight as you can go. All right, from here, kinetic projectiles. We're going through, and for my torture test, I'm only shooting, or not torture test, for my penetration test, I'm only putting 1 round in. What I am going to do is I'm going to make sure that it is on safe for now, simply because it has a manual safety on it. I'm putting it in. Now, when it comes to the pull pierce technology, in previous videos, I said that I dislike it for the simple sake of safety. It's a terrible habit to get into, to purposely pull the trigger when you're not ready to shoot. But to recap what that is, essentially, if I pull the trigger when it's on safe, the CO2 will pierce. When I take it off safety, it will allow me to shoot at a full velocity. Versus, I put it onto fire, pull the trigger, it will discharge at a lower velocity. That's the way that I would do it. But for the penetration test, it's only fair to have them both on a higher velocity. For the time being, it is on safe. Now we're going through this guy over here. So I have my CO2, and I'm putting it in the handle versus the underneath the barrel here. So I'm putting this in. Now what's different is on the Byrna, it went in neck first. This one goes in butt first. I'm going to screw this guy through. There we go. I tighten, I tighten. There's no tool to go with it, but it appears as if we are in. So now I'm taking my magazine, and once again, I'm only going to load one single round in here. Magazine is very similar in construction. I'm going to pop that guy in. This does not have a manual safety. It has a trigger safety similar to the way a Glock functions. So I won't forget to take the safety off this one like I did last time. All right, so I'm going to set up the test. All right, so as you can see here, I have the cardboard that I cut out. There's 8 pieces of it. When it is not compressed, meaning the way it sits, I'm not squeezing it together, we're looking at roughly 1.5 inches, right? We're looking at roughly 1.5 inches. So that being said, this one is for the Pistelle. This one is for the Byrna. I'm going to set it up over here, and we'll get started. All right. So we're setting the Byrna up first. I have it against this crate. We have an ammo can there just in case it does pierce. It doesn't mess with the mats too much. I'm going to aim to the center, maybe a little bit lower just because that ammo can doesn't go all the way up. Starting off with the Byrna, and I'm going to hit this at roughly 3 yards, our average self-defense distance. I'm going to take a knee just so that I am at the same height as this target. So it is on safe. I am pulling the trigger, which pierces the cartridge. I am putting it on fire, and I'm just going to take one slow shot. All right, let's take a look. All right, it did go through all of them. Maybe I should have added some more cardboard. So that's not bad. So if we look about this height, I don't see any dents on this can. Not that I was expecting it, but to be honest, I didn't think it would go through all of those. So now it's time for the Pistelle. All right, so we have the same thing set up here. I'm going to come back about 3 yards or so. Now, in order to pierce the CO2 on this, it does not have that same trigger technology. I have to tap this in. Now, this actually is, I guess, more natural for me because doing a jam correction for a misfire or if the magazine's not fully seated, you tap, then you rack. So right now, all right, we did hear that CO2, a little bit of gas escape. So I'm going to do the same thing here. All right, we saw a little bit more explosion. Ain't that something? So that is, was that the ball? All right, so we have the projectile that really came apart here. If we look at, so where the names go, that's the entrance. If we flip it over for the exit, this one expanded a lot more, I should say, right? Rather than this one. Certainly not a scientific test, and I could be wrong, but let's take this guy out a little bit. Yeah, see right there. Definitely, right? At least that's what I believe. It did chip a little paint off, and you could tell the difference on that. And of course, we see some of the cardboard flying around here from the Pistelle. So looking back at it, should have done maybe a little bit thicker, but you can tell that that gives, it packs a little bit more of a punch. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is we're building up to a torture test, a relatively simple one. This one is the Byrna, and I'm simply going to put 2 more pieces of cardboard just for the sake of it. I'm just going to rest this behind here, put this right here. At this point, I'm not too concerned with the velocity. I'm concerned with, is it going to fire when I need it to? And as the CO2 lessens, how is it still going to penetrate as well? So the first test is very simple. About the same distance. The distance isn't mattering. What happens if you drop this by accident? It's about stomach, chest height, and you're putting the magazine in and oops, you drop it. Well, first off, try not to have butter fingers. Second thing is, stuff happens. How many times have you dropped your cell phone, right? So if I drop it, is it going to work? So what I'm going to do, I still have the same CO2 in here, no ammo in the magazine yet. I'm going to drop the gun and the magazine once. I'm going to pick it up, drop it on the other side. Put my ammo in, fire 1 single shot. Here we go, let's just say my arms are about 90 degrees like so. There's number 1. And now I flip the gun so it lands on the other side. Okay. I'm going to put my 1 round in. I'm going to insert. Okay, so it's on fire now, meaning when I dropped it, the safety came off. Okay, even though I'm not too concerned about the penetration, luckily it worked. This is that shot. Oh my. Let's just take a quick look to see where it is. So this is hole number 1. One, 2. We'll roughly say, it's stuck in 2. So 2, if you want to be generous, say 2.5 pieces of cardboard. All right. So we're putting the Byrna aside. We're setting up. This is still good. So defense, first shot is up top, as you can see. And it's time to do the same test. Same CO2. This is heavier, about waist height. Drop it once. About waist height. Drop it again. I'm going to place 1 round in. Ain't that something? All right, let's check it out. So best thing is it fired. Second thing is I hit slightly beneath. I'm here, and boom, look at this. Now that is what I'm talking about. Again, that shit exploded on us, right? So it goes through with so much energy that it just has nothing left. So that goes to tell us that not only are they both reliable in a simple oops I dropped it test, but that Pistelle definitely shows me that it has some juice. All right, the next test is going to be what I consider a practical test, considering Byrna and defense innovation, they market towards law enforcement and security. So that being said, law enforcement officers trust their firearm, their Glock, for example. They know it's going to work when they need it. I know as a civilian, my Glock is going to work when I need it. So let me put it to you like this. Here's the scenario. Law enforcement officers, security officers chasing a suspect. Gun is holstered on them, whether it's here, generally on their support side, maybe on their vest. And they're chasing, they trip, they fall, and boom, it lands. Is it going to work, right? The test I just did was a simple drop from here, and the flooring is about 1/4 inch of rubber. It's gym floor. We're going to go outside and do this, and here's our test. This punching bag's about 100 pounds. Now, obviously, everybody's more than 100 pounds, but when I put this in here, I'm going to throw it on the ground, and we're going to see what happens. It's going to hit the ground once. I'm going to take it out. Then I'm going to fire. All right, it's time. So I'm going to start with the Byrna. I have 2 rounds. One is actually in here already. I'm going to disengage the safety, right? Reason being, Pistelle does not have a manual safety. And when I did drop it earlier, the safety came off anyway. So I'm going to disengage the safety. I'm going to slide it into the holster here. And I'm going to lift this baby up. Try to get it right here. I'm running. Oh, I trip and fall. Quick interruption. Subscribe to this channel for more content like this. Back to the video. Oh, look what we have here. Click. Magazine came out. Interesting. Huh. All right, I didn't like that. Now it's time for... Oh, we gotta turn it back around. Now it's time for this guy. We put it in. We lift her up. Definitely louder. All right, that one shot. Magazine stayed in. All is good. Hopefully the police don't come. All right, I want to make sure that there's no what ifs, so I'm actually going to give Byrna one more chance. I did have it on fire on the initial drop, so right now I'm going to keep it on safe. I will be using the ammo from the Pistelle because I can't find the Byrna one, but it's the same caliber. It shouldn't matter. All right, so I have magazine in, 2 rounds. It's on safe. I'm putting it in. Magazine appears to be in still. It's on fire. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. My final test is going to be the water test. I'm going to spray each gun with a hose on different angles, including in the barrel, just to see what happens if it's pouring rain and you have to use it. Is it the most common practical thing that will happen? Maybe not, but once again, peace of mind. Now, this is the same CO2 from the very beginning. I've just been using the same stuff, so let's test it out. I'm going to take the Byrna. We have 1, 2, 3 rounds. Safety is engaged, magazine in. I'm going to take the Pistelle. 1, 2, 3 rounds. It's on fire. Good. Not bad with water. There's one more test that I want to try, and this is using the aluminum or steel ammunition. So last thing I wanted to do, I am pretty impressed with the Pistelle. So I'm going to use these aluminum rounds. Obviously, it's going to cut through cardboard like nothing, considering the other ones did. Come closer. I was looking for a pallet for wood, and they threw them away. So we're going to use this. It's solid, but it's certainly not, you know, you can see it's hollow in the center. There's going to be a ricochet. Hopefully it doesn't come straight back towards me. I am also using a full CO2. So I'm going to toss that guy in there. I'm going to load this one in. All right. Going to place it down as I put these guys through. All right. We'll stay right about here. All right, so now I have to tap it like before. Definitely ricocheted back. I'm going to go a little bit lower on this last one. All right. You see that right there? That's definitely for real. And here's the other one right there. Not many people make it to the end of the video like you. I appreciate you watching the entire thing. Chances are, if you watch this entire video, you are already a subscriber of mine. But if not, it's not going to cost you $1. Click the button, subscribe to the channel so you see more content like this. And of course, share it with a friend. Once again, I appreciate you. Stay safe. You are your own first responder.